What is up, my YouTube family? Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, then it's just welcome to my channel and not welcome back. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button because you will not be disappointed unless, of course, your taste level is lacking. And if that's the thing for you, I don't know what to tell you because it ain't a thing for me. I can't relate. And I'm tired of trying to fix people's problems, okay? To everyone else, hi. Welcome back. I hope you guys are doing well. Y'all, I just came back from Miami. I was there at the International Aeroid Plant Expo and I had a time, okay? I had a great time. I ended up getting 2 of my wish list plants. They were so cute. The Philodendron Splendid, which is a cross between the Milano Chrysum and a Varicosum, 2 of the hardest philodendron, like 2 of the most hicky philodendron, but everybody says that their child somehow is a lot less demanding, a lot more forgiving. So I'm hopeful. She been here a good 3 days, child. She in a jungle. I checked on her. She ain't started to act crazy yet. So I'm hopeful. She's a beautiful specimen. I carried her back on the plane, y'all. My friend was like, how the hell are you about to do this? How you about to pull this off? If them girls can put a baby on their hip and carry it, I can carry my plant, okay? In the soil, in the pile, all of the things. It's coming onto the flight with me. TSA tried to give me a little piece of problem talking about put it in the bucket. I said, do you see the size of this plant? It's not going in the bucket. It will fall over. The soil will get everywhere. It will be a whole thing. Mind you, my friend was already like over me the whole weekend. He was like, one thing about you, girl, you gonna have your way. And I am, okay? I had already told him, I don't care what TSA says. I'm coming through here with this, okay? Somehow, some way. So then he wants to call for somebody else to come do a hand search, talking about, we got a plant. Yes, we do have a plant, okay? Not too much on my girl. She can hear you. So they had to set her to the side, honey, put on their little gloves and poke around in the soil, girl, do all of that. And yeah, they handed her back to me and they let me carry her through. Now I knew, or I felt like the flight attendants might be my next, hurdle, obstacle, but them girls didn't give me no issues over on American. So me and my baby, we back. I got her home in great condition and I'm happy. Also, what I want to talk about before I get into today's video, Pallia. A lot of y'all been hitting me up to add me on Pallia. Everybody who sends me a request, I just add you. Then you girls come around to the garden or to my plot, watering my garden, doing all of the things. I love it. It's cute. I will address you and wave at you and type in the chat. However, typing on the PlayStation is not very easy. So after I exchange a couple of messages, please don't feel bad if mama disappears, because mama be trying to get her things together. Y'all see my plot? I'm still fighting my way out of the trenches, okay? I had a 2-bedroom house with 3 doors. That should tell you I got a lot on my plate and some priorities, girl. I really do. I be on my Zoom. Feel free to come through. Don't expect much because, like I said, the plot is very much adjacent to the trenches. Humble beginnings. I'm also thinking about doing like a little Pallia live where I come on here and play live, and then you girls that play, y'all can get on at the same time. We can go down to like Elderwood, Bowery Bay and do a little piece of fishing or hunting, do some great group activities. I have not done a cooking party. I haven't participated because I just haven't had the opportunity and I don't have the things to host one. Let's be real. Humble beginnings. Anywho, that is enough about everything else. Today's video, y'all, it's a lot going on in the news, okay? There are a lot of things going on. I've been seeing that there is an active serial killer in the Houston area. All these bodies turning up in these bayous all over the city. Y'all know that's where I am. So, yeah, I've been very concerned. It's a lot. Oh, the whole David thing as well. I'm not even touching the David thing until we get more details. Confirmed details, because when I tell you, I tried to go down that rabbit hole and you would be surprised at how many AI generated articles, pieces of evidence are being circulated online. It's absolutely insane. AI is really a scary thing. So I won't get into the David stuff in this video, but we're getting into the bodies in the bayous and then the 2 men. Y'all, there have been 5 bodies found in the Houston area this past week alone. For the year, we're at like 12 or 13. So I do want to visit one that happened earlier in the year and start there and then get to the 5. So February 12th, earlier this year at around 5 p.m., the bayou at 65 Hirsch Road, casually just sourcing scrap metal when they come across this yellow igloo cooler that is just abandoned. Now, naturally, they get curious, a little more curious than I probably would have gotten. But I can imagine being curious if you are out here trying to source materials. You would want to take a peek inside. They do, and make the gruesome discovery of human remains. Now, Of course, the police are called, HPD Homicide and the Harris County Institute of Forensic Sciences respond to the scene, and they are able to later positively identify them as belonging to 35-year-old Dion Williams. Now, Dion had last been seen the previous year in April. It does appear that she was the type that would sometimes disappear on her family, go periods here and there without them seeing her or hearing from her. But this time, the sudden drop in communication was a bit odd. And then when Mother's Day came and went and nobody had seen or heard from her family really thought something was wrong because she never missed holidays. Now, flyers are posted all around the city, and unfortunately, days turned into weeks, that turned into months that nobody has seen or heard from her still. 4 months after no one has heard from her, she's officially reported missing, which is August 9th of 2024. And there was actually very little details or information to go off of. The last conversation her mother had with her was back in April of that year when she told her that she was in the 5th Ward area of Houston and that she had just met a rapper that lived in the area. And then her mother never heard from her again. And then, of course, it is another 6 months before she is discovered, which was February 12th of this year. Now, if you do have any information about what happened to her or her whereabouts between April and August of last year, I'll put the information in the description box. You can hit up a little piece of Crime Stoppers. Now, fast forward to last Monday afternoon, September 15th. Human remains are found in Bray's Bayou, also in Houston, Texas, that are positively identified as 20-year-old Jade Elise McKissick, who went by Sage and had been officially reported missing the day before. Now, Jade was in her junior year at the University of Houston studying strategic communications and advertising. And she also worked for the school part-time as part of the orientation team. Now, this is the area where she was found, which is about less than a mile away from campus. And a statement was released from the school very quickly, making it very clear that although we don't know exactly what has happened to Jade, whatever happened did not happen on campus. Now, Jade had last been seen with friends out at a bar on September 11th. She left LA Burgers and Daiquiris at around 12:30 a.m., which is located in 3rd Ward and is about 2.5 miles away from the location that she was found. Now, the owner of the restaurant was able to confirm the time she left, which was about 12:30 a.m. And according to the owner, she seemed to be in normal, good spirits, and she left heading in the direction of downtown alone. Now, 4 days after she was discovered, an autopsy report states that there are no signs of physical trauma, no signs of foul play whatsoever, but her official cause of death is still pending per the medical examiner's results. And at this time, her death is still an open investigation. Now, also found on the exact same day, Monday of last week, just a couple hours later at 11:50 a.m., a second set of remains were found in another bayou, this time at Green's Bayou. Now, not a whole lot of information about this discovery has been made public. I'm not sure if they have or have not been able to positively identify the person, but the cause of death has officially been ruled as natural by Harris County medical examiner officials per the Houston Chronicle, and we do know that the person was male. Now, the very next day, on Tuesday, September 16th, another person is found, and this time in the White Oak Bayou near Taylor Street. Now, Mama used to live on Taylor Street. That used to be right there. I used to be able to throw a little piece of rock jar and probably hit this area from my window.
In less than a week, a third body was found in a bayou here in Houston. The Houston Police Department reports yet another body was found in the bayou. The details are limited at this time. This is the third body reported in a bayou just this week.
There was a man out there paddling, child, minding his business, when he spots what he believes to be human remains and is horrified to realize he is actually correct. This person has not been identified yet either. We do know that the person is male and the cause of death is still pending per the medical examiner's results, so we don't know how they ended up in the water either. And then on Thursday, a fourth body is recovered from another very popular, very central bayou, one that Mama was at a lot as well, Buffalo Bayou. But this discovery was a little bit different than the rest because this discovery was made following the report of someone being seen jumping in. The witness, the person who called police, said that they were out at the bayou minding their business like they always do when they saw a male jump into the water and not resurface. Now, the medical examiner, as you can imagine, is a very busy boy this week, so we don't know the cause of death. We do, but but an official report has not yet been made. Let's just say that. And then on Saturday morning at around 9 a.m., bright and early, September 20th, a fifth body is found.
At around 8 this morning, Houston police were called here to Buffalo Bayou near North York Street for a report of a body found in the water. After officers responded, they confirmed one person was found dead on arrival. That's the fifth one this week and the 14th this year.
This one also in the Buffalo Bayou near North York Street. Now this is yet another male whose examination with the medical examiner is still pending. I couldn't find anywhere that the man's identity has been made public. As soon as we know more information about like the victims' profiles, I will definitely give y'all a follow-up, because the Houston Police Department, girl, they down here telling us, oh no, there's not a serial killer on the loose. There's no need to panic. Like, people might be pulling the plug doing this themselves. Until I can piece together my own little piece of victim profile, make sure there's not a pattern somewhere. Child, I can't accept that and be comfortable. Cause child, what if they all got locks, two little crazy dogs in a garden? I need to know if I'm in the crosshairs, okay? And as for the social media speculation that there is a serial killer on the loose in Houston, a spokesperson for the Harris County Police Department has said there was no evidence to suggest any connection between any of these people, and that it is not necessarily out of the ordinary to recover so many bodies from waterways within this short period of time. We are currently at 13 for the year. The number for last year, from what I could find, was 3. There was May 28th of 2024, early that Tuesday morning at Clear Lake Bayou, child, a lady's body was snatched from an alligator's mouth.
The search for a missing woman in her 60s ends yesterday morning. Houston police say search crews found her body in an alligator's mouth in Horsepen Bayou near the Bay Oak subdivision.
I'd actually seen a big alligator early in the morning, like 6:20 yesterday morning, and it was from a distance, but I could see it flopping around down there in exactly the same place.
Later, as Clint Droddy was walking his dog, he snapped these photos of the alligator that was found dragging the woman. You can see it being pulled from the bayou. Officials say an HPD sergeant shot it to stop it from doing more damage to the remains.
It was shocking.
People who live in this community say it is common to see alligators strolling along the water, but they usually never bother anybody, which is why yesterday's shocking discovery took everyone by surprise.
They're big, they're huge, and they're out there, but they will stay out there and then go back in their water. They seem to mind their own business.
It's still unclear how the woman whose body was found inside the gator's mouth died. That will be determined by an autopsy. We're also still waiting on officials to release her name. However, in the meantime, if you do come across an alligator, Texas Parks and Wildlife officials have some tips. Don't kill, harass, or attempt to remove gators. Do call your TPWD regional office if you encounter a nuisance alligator that has lost its fear of people. Don't feed or entice alligators. Don't remove any alligators from their natural habitat or accept one as a pet.
I had to leave them tips in there for some of y'all, because I know some of y'all, child, some of y'all would have to hear those things. Y'all needed to be told that last part. Now, this woman was later identified as 63-year-old Robin Jean Puryear, and she had been reported missing by her husband earlier that morning at around 7:30 a.m. Her husband said that she had left the house the night before at 7:30 p.m. to go for a walk and had never come back home. Now, Miss Robin had herself a Grippy Socks vacation for threatening to end it all a couple of months prior. This is according to her son. He said that she had struggled terribly with her mental health. Same sister. Now, according to him, she had attempted to end it all at that same bayou during the same month of May, just in 2023, the year before. She had jumped into the bayou. Her son said that she could not swim, but of course she was not successful in that. And she had also made a similar attempt at Galveston Bay a time before that, also according to family. I know investigators were still trying to answer the question of whether or not the alligator took her life or if they just stumbled across her remains while scavenging. I didn't see anywhere where that question has been answered for sure. The alligator was euthanized in the process, child. Unfortunate as well. He just saw he came up. Next thing you know, he been hit with a dart, child. He done met up with the lady down to the pearly gates. And then in October of 2024, October 8th, 2 more bodies were recovered from bayous, and these 2 people were found within 35 minutes of one another. The first, at around 10:35, a call came in to dispatch at Bray's Bayou, the same bayou where Sage was found last week. The call came in at about 10:35. They located the person at 1:40 p.m. And this discovery was made by a pedestrian that was just walking alongside the bayou. Just casually taking a walk, because a lot of people do walk around the bayous. Like, it's very common. Anytime you walk past one of them, it's people walking, okay? The person was taking their little stroll and they spotted the remains on the bank opposite them. Flagged down an off-duty police officer nearby, and that police officer called it in. The person was a 25-year-old male named Paul Elman, and no other details surrounding this discovery have been made public from what I could find. 35 minutes later, another call comes in. This person was found at White Oak Bayou. Now, this second individual that was found was a woman who has not since been named publicly, and the details surrounding her death have also been kind of kept from public records. Now, I'm not one to fearmonger, but Houston, I do believe we have a problem. And honestly, I thought the worst of it was the man that was grabbing ass down to the bayous. The girls was down there trying to run and get their steps in, and there was a gentleman groping them. It's just getting more and more ghetto by the day. So if you are in the Houston area, please do be safe, especially if you live within the loop. On a college campus, don't go nowhere by yourself, child. Please don't go nowhere by yourself. Now is not the time. Now let's get into these 2 men. So during the same week that all of this is going on in Houston, 2 men have been found hanging from trees in Mississippi. When I say it's been a lot going on, but I've been seeing a lot of misinformation circulating around, honestly, all of these things. Monday, September 15th at around 7 a.m., 21-year-old Trey Reed here is found hanging from a tree near the pickleball courts on the Delta State University campus in Cleveland, Mississippi, where he's a student. A staff member made the horrible discovery and, of course, called the police. And well, with Mississippi's very racist past and present, a lot of eyebrows have been raised since. The day after the discovery, civil rights attorney Ben Crump announces that he has been retained by Trey Reed's family and will be conducting or overseeing an independent investigation into Trey's death. He also stated that the family will be getting an independent autopsy done, regardless of what the Mississippi State Medical Examiner's Office finds. Now, Colin Kaepernick's Know Your Rights Camp Autopsy Initiative, which is this organization that covers the cost of a second autopsy for a family in the event that their loved one has died in custody or has died under suspicious circumstances such as this. Now, Thursday, September 18th, the results from the Mississippi Medical Examiner's Office comes in, determining that Trey Reed had done this to himself. According to Bolivar County Coroner Randolph Seals' official report, the 21-year-old did not suffer from any lacerations, any broken bones, contusion, compound fractures, or injuries consistent with any type of assault happening prior to. It says that there is no evidence to support the theory that he had been attacked prior to his death, despite what a lot of people are reporting on social media. Because I know personally, I scrolled upon somebody saying that both of his legs were broken. Now, the local police there are now being assisted by the Mississippi Bureau of Investigation or were being assisted by them, and they have announced their findings, which is that there's no foul play suspected. They also made a statement that there was no evidence of an ongoing threat to other students or staff. Now, his remains have been sent to the Mississippi State Crime Lab for an autopsy and toxicology test, which results for that can take weeks to come back. And then once the state medical examiner releases his body, the second autopsy can be conducted for the family. So the family is essentially in limbo right now, just having to wait on the process. They can then compare the results from the independent autopsy to the one from the state, see if there are any inconsistencies, any conflicting reports, and address them. So if they're lying about the state of his body and him not showing any signs of foul play or physical assault, then of course we'll know, because it's not like if his legs are truly broken, they could mend the bones and make it to where it wouldn't be noticeable. Now, there have been some very odd inconsistencies aside from the state of his body. Like, According to Vanessa Jones, one of the attorneys representing the family, the Grenada County Sheriff's Office initially informed Trey Reed's grandfather that he had been found in his dorm room lying in his bed, and they have been told that it for sure was done in his own hand. Now, at a press conference held on Wednesday, September 17th, when asked about this discrepancy, Delta State's Director of Public Safety, Mike Peeler, said that he had no knowledge of any phone calls that had been made to Trey Reed's grandfather or his family, period. Several news outlets have reached out to the Grenada County Sheriff's Department and Bolivar County Sheriff's Department as well for comments about this discrepancy, and neither of them have responded. No statements have been given. At the same press conference, Mr. Mike Peeler also said, quote, "There are videos and they're in the hands of the investigative team," but he refused to go into detail about what these videos contain, the nature of these videos, like what's in the videos, because that makes it sound like him getting up there is in the videos. So Ben Crump has come forward and requested that whatever videos they do have be shown to the family immediately, because why are these videos not being shown to them, especially if you're gonna get up on your platform, on your podium, and mention them. Now, I'm not sure whether or not that has happened yet. I didn't see anywhere that confirmed or stated that the family has been shown any video footage, and the family has not done a whole lot of press. It sounds like this happened, they just want to make sure with the history that this is not what it could very well be, and in the meantime they're kind of just waiting it out. They have questions, rightfully so, and in the meantime, it's unfortunate that social media is just muddying the waters and things that are not true to sensationalize the story, or even repeating things that are not confirmed. Condolences to the family, to all of these families. Yeah, there's a lot going on. Now, the second man, a 35-year-old Corey, I believe the last name is pronounced Zucatis. I am not sure. He is a white man who was found the same day as Trey Reed at around 1:30 p.m. in Vicksburg, Mississippi. Now, Corey is reportedly experiencing homelessness and substance issues and lived in the wooded area near where he was found. It has also been confirmed that he was found with substances in his system. That's been confirmed by the coroner's office. He is currently with the state's crime lab as well, waiting to be autopsied, and of course, their findings will determine his official manner of death and whether or not foul play is involved, but it doesn't appear that like his family or his mother is suspecting that there was any foul play. Corey had at least one child, and he also had a dog that he loved a lot. Now, the dog he loved so much that at times when he was offered a place to stay, if the dog couldn't come, he would turn it down. He would rather sleep outside with his dog than go somewhere where the dog wasn't welcome and then have to give the dog up. Now, there was a space available for him at the River City Rescue Mission shelter, and he refused the space because he couldn't bring the dog. Now, from what I read, it sounded like he set up camp very near the shelter, just like right outside. The dog ends up getting hit, y'all, by a car right out front of the shelter. Did not die. Corey nursed the dog back up to good health. The dog was always right there by his side. Now, I'm not sure if it was the mission shelter itself who did this, but somebody ends up still calling the shelter or calling the pound and reporting him and this dog. They come out, they take the dog from him, and an employee of the mission, Jimmy Dawson, said that when they took that dog from him, like they took everything from him, that completely broke him and knocked his spirit. And so it's kind of sounds like that might have been his 13th reason, and that he definitely didn't pass under any kind of peculiar circumstances. Unfortunate, yes, but not a mystery, you know? That is most of what's going on right now. Like I said, I'm not touching the David stuff until we get more information, but that is very wild, and I do have my eye on it. Y'all know mother keeps her ear and eyes to the streets. I'm about to get this video up to y'all so I can dive back into these stories for the next Beyond Belief Fact or Fiction. Thank y'all so much for y'all supporting that content. I love making it. It's a lot of work, y'all. Taking me a long time, but I do enjoy it, and I appreciate y'all for supporting it. Yeah, I'll see you in that one. Leave a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. As always, I appreciate you so much for spending your time with me, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Peace. Don't start, camera, because why would you just cut off like that while I'm talking to my girls and my guys? I'm not in the mood. Now, Jay was in her junior year at the University of Houston studying strategic communications and advertising. And a statement was released from the school very quickly, making it clear that she was not, although, now 4 days after she was discovered in an autopsy report, okay, this one also in Buffalo, a grippy socks vacation and made it in the same month of the last year, May of last year, jeez. She had jumped into the bayou. Her son said that she cannot swim, but not unfortunately, but of course she was not successful in that. Sardine Bella, breath so stink, you can smell it before you see her. Hey, piggy, a piggy. Stop, Bella. I don't put on the lotions for you to do the lickings. Keep your tongue off me, girl. Get back, you're a freak. Despite what, okay, y'all let my eyelash glue dry. That's crazy. Several news agents, not news agents, I guess they are agents, girl. A 35-year-old Corey, I believe the what am I talking about? Pronunciation. I believe the pronunciation.